Are you afraid of confrontation? Well, that's okay. You still may like this game. Do you like Lord of the Rings? Okay, that's definitely a plus. Do you like Stratego or Guess Who or Battle or any of those kind of games? Then this may be something you may want to check out. Lord of the Rings The Confrontation is a two-player game of strategy and cunning from the Doctor himself, Reiner Knizia. The goal of the game is, if you are the Fellowship, to get the ring into Mordor down here, the fiery mount from which it came. Or if you are the bad dudes here, you are trying to eliminate either all the players, or in the base game, get rid, or the variant, actually, I think it's the same, get rid of the ring bearer, basically. Which, as you will see in a moment here, does not necessarily have to be Frodo. Now, basically, the way this game works is you'll begin by each side gets to set up their characters in different spots. You have your little dudes right here, and the artwork on these guys is just phenomenal. It's all, original artwork, nothing from the movies or anything like that, and I love it. It's good. You can put your characters however you want, and what you'll notice about the characters is they have a number, and they also have a special ability, which will be shown on these cards right here. And if you want to pause, I will give you that chance here so you can see what some of the characters are. There's also a variant side with different characters, as you will notice. Some of the characters remain the same but have different abilities and strengths. Here's the Fellowship, the classic side here. And then we have our variant side. And so you can see that each character has a strength and they have a special ability. And basically what you're going to be doing is moving head to head. Every turn you have to move at least one character, and the way you move is you have to move forward. So for example, I'll notice here, and I actually didn't totally set this up right, but say I had it like this. Now I could move one of these four dudes down here into Gondor or Dagorlad. I may not say that right, please forgive me. For all you Lord of the Rings buffs out there, but I can move one here, but I can't move two in successive turns. And the reason is because you'll notice here there's a star next to each location telling you how many characters you can have in that spot at one time. In the base locations, which are Mordor and the Shire down here, you always will start off with 4 people there, but no more than 4. Some locations, like here in the middle, you'll notice, like the Gap of Rohan, for example, it's only going to let you have 1 character there. So just something worth noting there. But each character, the way they move is they move forward. And every movement, you'll basically have one of 2 options where you can go in every space on the board. You can either go here or you can go here. Well, I say that, but that is not totally the case. Because if you are the good guys, and you're coming down, say you get here to the Misty Mountains right here, and then say we cross over into Mirkwood, eventually we can actually go sideways along the river Anduin right here. We can move down like this. The same is true actually here. We can go through the Tunnel of Moria. We should have gone through the mines, as Gimli wonderfully said, and skip through the Carados Pass to Fanghorn here. But that's something only the Fellowship can do. Now, something you should know is when you do run into a character, though, if I was to go like this, and then on the next turn, Mr. Schmeagol here, or I guess it's Gollum, I forget which one, moves up to the High Pass, well, now we have a battle. And whenever you have a battle, you're each going to reveal, because this whole time, your opponent doesn't know who your characters are. It's something hidden that you set up at the beginning of the game. You're going to reveal, and then we're going to have a battle. So here we've got Treebeard facing off against Schmeagol. And the way a battle works is first you reveal your characters, as we've done here. Then we're going to resolve any abilities. Some of the characters have abilities that let you do things like if they're defending or something, then they can retreat. A lot of the Fellowship characters have these abilities. Where they can run away. Now in this case, I'll notice Treebeard's ability here is he can attack a single Sauron character in Fanghorn. Now he's not in Fanghorn right now, so that ability does not apply. Whereas our little friend, where is he? Gollum. He can retreat forward. So Gollum could choose in this case, before any cards are played, to retreat forward into the next location. And now he is behind Treebeard, and since you can't move backwards, you can only move forwards, which in this case would be this direction for the Fellowship player. Then he can't do anything there. And I guess I'd just say too, if you're on the corner, there is only one spot you can move. I got that wrong. But in a normal case, though, if you're having a battle, say it was the Witch here, or the Nazgul rather, you would each play a card. Now, there's different cards you can choose from. There's the strength cards, because you win the battle if you have a higher strength. So in this occasion, we have a 4 versus a 5. So the evil character is going to have an advantage from the start. The good guys may want to play one of their number cards, or they may want to play a card with a special ability. Now, what's important to know about the special abilities is when you resolve the combat cards or text cards, the Sauron text card always goes before the Fellowship card. Something worth remembering if you are the Fellowship or Bad Dude player. Here's some of the cards here that the Fellowship has. Noble Sacrifice, Retreat. Noble Sacrifice is so thematic. I love this picture here of Gandalf. That's just such an iconic scene. The You Shall Not Pass is just such in pop culture at this point. Almost, closing in on, I guess it's been 15 years since the first movie came out. And many, many years since the books. Or like the Elven Cloak here, knows any strength card played by Sauron has no effect. So if you roll into battle and your character has a higher strength, this may be a great option. You're nullifying whatever they play. Whereas Sauron has the Eye of Sauron here. Any text card played has no effect. Same thing. Magic, replace this card with a card from your discard pile. This is kind of your ace in the hole kind of card, so to speak. Or retreat sideways. Oh yeah, I should also say too, the Sauron character has a 1 through 6, whereas the Fellowship character has 1 through 5. So the Sauron player has less text cards, but he is usually stronger and more difficult to defeat. I should show the artwork on these cards. Just gorgeous here. And these cards are a nice material, beautiful, and we can see the Eye of Sauron right here. If my light is not so bright here. Here you go. I do apologize if the lighting is too bright. So after you compare your strengths and all that stuff, the lowest character is defeated, and if they tied, then they actually both die. There may be occasions where you want to defeat a certain character, and it goes like that. After a character is revealed, I'm pretty sure it flips them back around. However, if you remembered where that character was coming from, then it shouldn't be too hard for you to keep them in mind. There's some characters that you reveal and then they stay revealed, or like the Watcher here, I think he stays wherever he was. Now, in terms of the pieces, and that kind of flew out there, but the other piece is on the opposite side, the contrasting characters. So I showed you all those characters earlier. You can't have both out at the same time. It's only going to be one and not the other. So that's unfortunate, but it's it works. And I have this backwards because this is the troll, and he is a nasty dude. He's got a 9 health. That's ridiculous. But that's basically the game. It's hidden identities and playing cards without knowing what your opponent's playing. So there's the whole double psychological aspect of are they going to play this 6 number card? Are they going to play this card? Maybe they want this character to die or not. And especially if you're playing the variant, because in the variant, which this is the setup I have right here, is the variant. If the Witch King gets into the Shire, then Mordor and all of their minions win the game. So it's almost like the Fellowship in reverse, with them trying to get the ring to Mordor. So that throws a whole other element in the game. In the base game, you're trying to stop them from getting the ring, and in the variant, if one of the ring bearers dies, if Frodo dies, he can pass the ring on to Sam, and he can carry it on. So that's pretty neat too. So it's definitely not like the theme is not completely pasted on. I mean, there is some element of, they get to use the river and you get to go through the pass and things like that. And, their artwork is different enough in each area for you to feel like, okay, that would kind of occur in that land. It's definitely not an exact replication by any means of the land of Middle Earth. But I love the little touch here, little places like Lothlorien and Shelob's Lair, and we have Isengard over here with the tower. And I do love just the artwork in this game. It's just so beautiful. It's a quick game. The box says 30 minutes, but if you know the cards, it can be way less than that. I don't imagine it being much longer than that, though. But most of our games, I would say, have been in the 20 to 30 minute range, if we knew what we were doing. And you could easily fit in like 3, attempts at this game in an hour or so. So it's a great quick game. It gives you enough of that little like strategy and push and pull to it doesn't feel completely random. It doesn't feel dictated either. I guess I should say too, like, once all your cards run out from battling, because I'm sure you thought of that, you're like, wait, so what happens? Because you're going to run out of cards pretty quick. All your cards come back to you. So there will be times where you're just waiting, because you may have like 1 or 2 cards left, and at that point, your opponent knows what that you have in your hand. They know what you've played already. And so there's a lot of that just psychological, like, thinking turns ahead and thinking like they want to play this, but I want to play this, but maybe they're thinking I'm going to play this, so they're actually going to play this. And if you're into that kind of thing, this is the perfect game for that. Or you can just not think about it and just play your cards and just see what happens. But it's a great, quick little game. Enough variant there. You can also mix and match the characters. There's another version where it gives you certain rules to do that. There's a couple other cards that the game lets you add in if you want to. They're kind of like special power cards. You get to choose 2 of them. So we have like the King Revealed and Shadowfax and the Wind Gwahir, the Wind Lord. I don't know how you say his name. The Dark of Mordor, Recall to Mordor, and there's a couple other ones in here. Sraban of Dubin, the Palantir. One of them brings Gandalf back from the dead, so like you may want to, you could even be epic like the movies, I guess, and have Gandalf, give himself up, around the Cardass area here, around the tunnel area, and then bring him back as the White Rider. So all kinds of cool stuff there. Definitely enough theme, even though it's sort of pasty. Like it's still like gives me that feel, a good enough like feel like, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings. But if you're also not really in a Lord of the Rings mood, I would say you could also kind of look past it too, I suppose, and not let that be something that bothers you. But I've lingered too much. This is a great game. It's cheap and it's a lot of fun. It's like most Fantasy Flight games. Unfortunately, it comes in this cheap box, but it works for this game because you put your cards in this little guy right here, and they have a little cutout here so they fit right there, and then you just put all the other pieces in the middle in a little bag, and then the board fits right over. So it is nice and snug for what it needs to be. That's the Lord of the Rings: The Confrontation. Highly recommend you check it out. Have a good one, y'all. This has been the Welcome Mat. Take care. Bye-bye.